Hello and welcome to the Westnile Time broadcasting on Westnile TV, and this is your home of sports where we discuss for you everything that you need to know in the world of sports. We range from every other sporting activity, but still, yet again here today in the FUFA Big League playoffs that we had. Nyam Chobora played their game, and of course it was a disappointing one as they were edged. They were edged by a team that is Gaddafi, 4-0. On the other side, Proline got the better of the team Black's Power, and Babazi finally chose to be in charge of Arua Hill Soccer Club instead of the Uganda Cranes national team. My name is Oscar Brazilian, and as I bring in my colleague, get to know that we have this amazing, you can as well win yourself one, a very, very nice branded cap of Westnile TV as we start the journey of lighting up the region. And I take this opportunity to welcome my good friend here, Owen. It's again a pleasure to have you in the studio.
A very big pleasure to have me here and at the same time sitting with you. So it's always a very big pleasure also to me. I feel very happy. I feel energized when we talk about sports, when we talk about every sports discipline. Talk about Mbaba, as you're saying here. Yeah, we have not seen Arua Hill confirming that he is coming, but of course it is already seen because we didn't see him through how he started trainings with Arua Hill Sports Club before even no one confirmed, or Arua Hill had not yet confirmed. So those are some of the things that could be saying that this is the reason why he came, because a lot has been talked about this.
Let's start off with the other interesting bit that has been happening, the playoffs. We have been anticipating, of course, it would be Proline and Gaddafi, and it has happened. And more people are still saying it might be Gaddafi that will be joining Arua Hill Soccer Club, and then Toro United. What is your take? And the game is about the playoff finals is about to kickstart.
Yeah, if you look at the finals, two teams promoted automatically. That is Toro United, and then you did also see Arua Hill Sports Club that got also promoted automatically. Toro United in their group finished with 31 points, and then of course Arua Hill with 30 points in that is the Elgon group. It shows you where the two are going to be battling up for the game that is the final, which is of course to take place tomorrow. But let's start with this very current situation yesterday. You did see Nyami Tobora, and that of course had every other thing to go riot, but it was not their day. Gaddafi got the lead. The likes of Joel Madondo were all on the stands and got the goal for the team. Ali, first half ended 3-0, and it showed the team that they had the energy to do any other thing. So it is already a step for them. They're already in the finals that they will be getting in there. Remember, it was the semi-finals, so they will be getting the finals to make sure that they get one other person who is going to be representing the third team to represent into the Uganda Premier League. So either Gaddafi or the team of Proline. Mujibu's Proline, you saw how the team struggled. You would even think that team is not going to be getting to the play. But they tried their level best and still came so close, got into the playoff spot. Otherwise, if their points, remember, some time back was also deducted. If it was not deducted, you would be seeing there. But this season, they tried and everything was hard. You saw the fight and the bickery where Mujib would come accuse the federation of here and there, the officiation not being okay. So those are some of the things that, of course, have come in there. But
I want to hold it there. Especially starting with the issue of Mujib. He has always been in loggerheads with FUFA. What if Proline advances to the Uganda Premier League? What other drama are we going to be expecting? Because he was supposed to be one of those who is contending. He was actually contesting against Magogo. He didn't actually go through, but again, very interesting things have been surrounding that. He cited so many things. But what other controversies are we going to be seeing in case now his team gets for the second time in the Uganda Premier League?
Very many people have said, we have seen Proline in the Uganda Premier League last season. They tried very much and still tried pushing hard. So I don't see anything, but it's going to be onto how the team is going to be stable. If your team is going to be strong, whether who, although it's the fan or it's the federation, they will not throw you out. So long as you have your cards, you know how to play your cards very well. So it will always give you that chance to see that you need to strategize, put the right team, assemble your team, put the technical team, you're good to go. Nothing will happen to you. But of course, we have seen people always think they come with that perspective that Now, if you get issue with FUFA, they're going to be pushing you slowly by slowly. You drain. You have seen teams that have got defunct. Talk about the Sports Club Victoria that have been there. They didn't have any problem with the FUFA. They had the money.
No, they did.
Where was the problem?
They did have a problem.
Was it because Muchi was there? Because
No,
Muchi was also
when
part of the team.
Honorable Alan
Sewanya.
No, not Sewanya. Muhammad Sereko took over. There was a lot of politics. He thought he would bring things.
But politics has been
a lot of bickering, and that's why that team is now defunct. So leave alone that Alan Sewanya's team with his Katwe United.
Yes.
You remember? So if you start direct fight with the governing body, I'm not saying this happens that way, but still, what I believe is that once you come and you want to take FUFA head on, I think it's like you want to fight your own dad.
But I don't think whether look at FUFA. FUFA is just a governing body, and yes, we know the referees and other things. Trust me, there's one thing. That's why I don't believe in these things of match fixing, although it may be there. One, if I come in the pitch and I have, let's say, I'm at Green Light Stadium and I'm having my game against KCCA. I've got my goals, I've got my clean goals. Will the referees say that's wrong? It's not going to be there unless you're going to be fouled and it's a dubious foul that is going to be given to you. So those are some of the things that will be coming there. But I don't really believe that FUFA maybe has a hand that to say, team, this, you're not going anywhere. So long as you've played your cards very well, you're going to go.
Well, very interesting discussion, viewer. Get to know that you can also stand a chance to win either of these caps that we have. It's very simple. Go on our social media platforms, including Facebook, Twitter, and as well you can get to our YouTube channel, and you just predict correctly the game between Arua Hill Soccer Club, the final of the big league. Arua Hill Soccer Club playing with the Toro United. Should you actually get it correctly, get to know that one of these will be yours. But also still sticking on to football, we get to find out why Charles Livingston Babasi decided to actually take on the job of Arua Hill Soccer Club instead of the national duty. Everyone, if me as an aspiring coach, I would want to coach the national team. More exposure, good money, I'm entitled to a car. I mean, so many things. But still, he has chosen to go with Arua Hill Soccer Club. The money is good. Maybe on the other side, 7 million monthly, 35 million shillings you're settling. If they gave me 35 million, maybe I'll be thinking twice. Anyway, would you have chosen the national duty or the Arua Hill duty ahead? I mean, if you are to, these opportunities were to come.
Two things. Where you want to. Sometimes you say that a boat where you have a boat, that's where it is. So where you tie it is. So now you look at what exactly can it bring to me as an individual. Charles Livingston Babas, according to close sources that have revealed to Whistle Sports, shows that Charles Livingston Babasi had not yet signed any contract with the federation. That is one. When that clause came that you're not supposed to train a local club when you are going to be a national coach, he had to come back saying, let's first try and sit down and find out or discuss this contract afresh. Something, of course, which did not go well with him. And from there, rumors say that he had paid deaf ears. So now, paying deaf ears, I mean, Federation had paid deaf ears. Paying deaf ears means that they are not ready to discuss such a situation.
Well, I think Charles Livingston Babasi is an adult, and nobody can convince me that he was unveiled against his wish. Just like anybody who is above the age of 18, you act when you know the consequences. So I don't think that anything...
I'm just trying to say, a close source, someone who is so close to Charles Livingston Babasi, that's one thing I'm trying to tell you. So if you look at Charles Livingston Babasi himself, what could be the main reason for him to come to Arua, start training even before? So those are some of the things. But FUFA was not ready to review his contract according to the stories from the close source that, of course, brought out this. So I'm just trying to say according to a report. That's why I'm not saying that it is correct or this, but that is what is coming there. So if you weigh the two, he feels he's very comfortable coming to Arua Hill Sports Club, settling, because we heard about him being given already some settlement fee, which is about 35 million. So just like you said, if it was you would say, yes, I need this 35, let me start a new life. What is that you're going to start? But again, if you look at the federation job, the cranes job, you have a car, you have a house, you have allowances, you are entitled to the insurance and any other thing in your house. You're very okay. So I think it comes to what one wants. Charles Livingstone's Baba's coming here is him picking that money fast before knowing that Federation was going to appoint him as an assistant. So it gave him, how would I start refunding a 35 million? And yet I'm going to the Federation without a sign-on fee. So that's also another big thing that could be making him, of course, crossover. But some people were saying this is because they are too tight friends with the PR of Royal Sports Club. Could that be the reason? Is also another thing someone would be asking.
Well, a very interesting thing actually for somebody to come out and make such a decision. Gadam cheke kama uti kaneno kuri yengenyeti kukare wilo yukofera ma and kaleme ba yot michoboka ni timu tini in social media platform man chako Facebook, idogo Twitter man ke imizoki Twitter ichoboka kia chido ineno ni ketu kidema tuku pa Arua Hill karasialo ko Toro United bi tu kode bi yutu iwa nyenyo Arua Hill be chilo yo ko en goal adi e bino ngakare bilo yo kit kofera ba mbabe meke iri manano masende moko ma bishime ko pay uye. We'll get back after the break. We have 19 coaches who have actually been shortlisted for the job of the Uganda Netball Federation, who actually want to fill the void. 6 coaches only picked out of the 19. Who are those going to be? We'll find out after this break. Welcome back. You're still viewing the Wichita Time right here on Westnile TV as we seek to light for you the region. As getting on with this, I told you before, waiting for the break, there are 19 coaches have been shortlisted by Uganda Netball Federation, and only 6 are going to be picked for the She-Cranes job, and the others will be for the under-21 and then the boys netball team. Do you actually know that boys play netball, and in September they'll be having a championship? Oh, are you ready to play netball?
Maybe that's one of the biggest thing. But more people really suffer out Maria. Ikamane kofia mani go the Westnile TV makofia hale mikini kofia vawa de roniro suffer out Maria makofia vawa de kifel a minute take say ika itora nito imo amavo take say pari amani the Facebook wa mito mama Facebook wa mito mama the YouTube wa and mito vini the mo amavo the bano onve checking the Twitter amavo Maria me zitami vure akadumi others answer beni no le mate allo dusi alwa hili kimprave alwa hili kuma play na vile kia Toro United be the finals Maria checking finals the Maria team ndepere ngo iba mi prediction iba mi Ruben amangami sesemu be checking sinezo kile mimu kofia vawa uzo Kavina the kofia kwa feki mingi the minute on the error itualo checking Westnile TV them amajo minikini ama checking region vawa Maria emini ati kalikuwa amanga dimini achiro so mito mi sura mi nemo ndio le ndiza Westnile TV makofia ndepede ile checking chance chira minute also ndezo right ama vye kia petake minute isura ile. Back to our games. The netball is one of the biggest.
Can you play netball?
the boys category is there, so I would be making one for Westnile TV maybe.
Okay.
And that is
we
what
have various departments. Which where can you actually fit it?
We have that one called WD. You know that. Anyway, that is one of the big ones that probably I could be because I love being at the flanks. That's how I play.
The wing attack.
Yes. So that is one big thing. But if you look at netball itself in Uganda, it's one of that's why I keep saying West Nile is a basket of talent where you can get any type of activity that will be coming there. We've seen the Peace Proscovias, who are captaining this very netball team, the Uganda national netball team. So it shows you that West Nile is having something that the talent is automatic. Look at the rugby itself. It is captained by a lady, Ahikoro. She's the captain of the rugby. So it shows you how we are very good going in there. Recently, when there was someone in the Uganda Cranes team, we've seen Gift Ali Uzinafia and being called in the team. That shows you how the teams, the boys are trying in there. So we have the talent in West Nile. Now let's get to this. I would even feel very happy if one of the West Nilers comes through to contest in this around 11.
Unfortunately, there's none.
That's what I'm saying.
Unfortunately, there's none. Because if you look at the list, have the likes of veteran who like Mugerwa on that. The ladies like Lina on that, but there's nobody from West Nile. So that points out, much as we have the talents, who are these people to help to guide these talented young girls and boys? So that's where we are at crossroads. 19-6 to be to actually be picked, but none will come from this.
Look at this. 10 years ago, 10 years down the road, and no West Nile in this leadership. That shows you something very big. I was very happy when you are among the media guys from West Nile, and that's one of the biggest things that, of course, has given
for the first time.
For the first time. Maybe Chitio or Babidi is doing her best to see that she puts it there, because one of her strategies was the strategy she laid was to make sure that she brings netball to all the regions, and that's one big thing. So you look at the Vincents who have been there, and you've looked at the lady who probably didn't want to go off in there. Susan Anek. She has been there for quite a long time, and she 2008 entering 2017, you've been given a chance 3 years down the road, nothing you've done. It shows you exactly what it is. But I think what she's trying to get is getting a coach is one of the big things that will be coming in there. We've seen this team been running 10 years, I've just said, with the likes of Mubiru, who has been the coach. He has tried level best in the Commonwealth game. He was the coach. He took the team for the first time in World Cup. He has been there with the team. Though Uganda has always been there, I always pity them when they go out. You see the normal Ugandans, and our challenges from Uganda will always be seen from this team. So it is one thing that I'm going to be seeing. Which type of coach are you going to bring? Bring a coach, because when she was talking, she was telling to the public why she has come is because she felt the pain for the Uganda itself and for the She Cranes. These same people, after finishing, they have nowhere to stay, they have nowhere, they even not recognized. So maybe this time around, Bavaria would be saying, okay, it is the time, because I've seen, at least in this little while, she's tried bringing something in there. And that's one thing I would be saying, maybe she has started very well, and we are wishing her the best. But on the coaches, the list of coaches I've seen, I'm yet to see who will be that capable one. If not otherwise, I would say Mubiru should also still take the team, because it was not his fault. He has taken the team several times. I would say he should still go with the team, because he knows where the weaker point is. Then give the appointment. It is just you as the president. Say, now, the coaching staff, what I want is balance all these regions, because the challenge has been no balance in these regions.
But again, she has a very interesting way that she wants to revive netball. She wants to bring competitions starting from district to the regions. I think that is going to help really so much. But the point is, how organized are the districts as of now? And the other thing, where will the funding come from? She stated they need about 35 billion to revive this, and the government is just only giving them 28 million per quarter this time. So where will the money come from? That is another thing.
Obviously, you'll have to say that the girl, she needs to lobby a lot, because without her lobbying, it is going to cost. We are seeing the team that is supposed to go to Kigali to play. They are still in Uganda, and the games are starting very soon on 25th. They are starting their first game. So it's going to be very hard if she will not put in that lobbying ability, or that lobbying way that she needs to get from different entities to come in there. But if she will do that, then it's going to be very easy to see that she extends even up to the grassroots. That in Westnile you're going to be having these competitions, in other places that you're going to be having this competition. Maybe you're taking to Bundi Bujo, you're going to be having that. Maybe you're taking to Paida, and then of course the districts, of course all the cities that will be getting ways to see that they get into the netball world. We have talent. Come only in Arua, you're going to see that there are over schools that have over even 100+ girls who can play, boys who can play. Go to Nepi, go to Paida, go to Germany. You're going to see there a lot. So collecting all this, it's not going to be an easy thing, because everyone, you will have good players, but unless you're going to bring, because we saw the secrets come to Arua several times, and in Westnile they have done that. And of course I was happy when the Westnile team even beat the Children's team.
Yes.
So that shows you how the talent is. So I think one of the big things will be that this time round, since she's trying to get there, put in scouts, put in everything. Just know that the coaches come. Let the coaches come only to review. And this the right time to work with? Oh no, that will be the final. But if she would say coaches come in there, we know what Uganda can do.
Now, if you talked about scouts, I will be posing a question. Whom do you think can be a very, very good scout apart from Daisy?
You've seen people who have been in the netball world. They have played for schools. So these are the people. The people who voted for you. They are in the technical wings. So they trusted you. Give them the chance, because they voted for you. They know they are going to benefit. Give them the chance. Sport wherever they are. They are sports leaders here. They are netball leaders in the district, in the cities. That is what is going to happen. Just give them the chance. They sport for you, the players, and you're good to go.
We'll wait to see what will be happening, especially before the end of this week. The announcement will be made who are the coaches, the 6 that are to be picked for the under-21, for the She Cranes, and then for the boys team. And diverting away from that and heading to Europe, we'd like to find out what exactly is going to be happening to Jack Grealish. He has been signed for £100 million. That's a lot of money. The British record being broken right there. But the lackluster performance with which Manchester City have started is raising a lot of questions. And you and I know that there is a lot of media attention, especially for players when it gets to that level of performance, and most times it affects their performance on the pitch. So what lies ahead for Jack Grealish?
One player, I say overrated, because is
overrated.
English. We've seen Jack Grealish for the team Aston Villa. He has done a lot. He was carrying everything in his shoulder for Aston Villa. But you're coming to a Manchester city of expectation. You have very many big names in there you are going to be facing. I've seen, yesterday I watched the game, he displaced Raheem Sterling from his normal place he loves playing in. And he's been
right side of the club.
Exactly, he was given that chance now to operate from a little bit cutting in and of course cutting out. So he was the versatile player in there, which of course he found it very hard to penetrate through, though he's one man who loves disturbing in such a way. He feels staying at the lines and moves overall. So that is Raheem Sterling, who of course did not get a chance. But now, Jack Grealish, 100 million. You've seen players signed at head sum of money and they underperform. That's one thing. Yes, already it has raised people's eyeballs, because you look at how exactly his performance was yesterday. You wouldn't expect that is the Jack Grealish you could watch at Aston Villa, get for you the goals, create for you the chances. You saw him for the England team in the Euros. He was very phenomenal. He was the game changer for England. Every time he comes into the play, he is very good to go. So it is one thing there. One, media pressure. We know England. English people the English will always make fun and make that loud crowd on you. It was his first time, and this time around it was at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, not at your home at Etihad. Wait for that one, that is going to be at Etihad, when you're going to be having your real fans more than the opponent fans, and a capacity that is going to be fulfilled. If you don't perform, one, you're supposed to equalize and make sure that the club gets that money out of you, because 100 million, you need to sell the merchandise, the replica jerseys and other stuff that will be coming out in there.
Let's look at some of the English players who have actually performed. Those including Rio Ferdinand, who was signed from Leeds United. He came to Manchester United. He performed very, very well. You look at other interesting players that have actually made switches. Wayne Rooney from Everton to Manchester United, he really performed. But again, you also don't underestimate that there are some others who failed to really perform. In 2004, Francis Jeffers was signed from Everton to Arsenal because of the pressure of Dennis Bergkamp, Thierry Henry. He ended the season with 2 goals.
Yeah, things happen. You know, when it comes to pressure, I've told you, media pressure, the fans pressure, the board pressure, because they're expecting a return from you after spending that. You'll always expect that, but it shouldn't take you by surprise that that is something that people flop. We have seen Angel Di Maria come to Man U. What did he do? He was not the player that Manchester United could reckon with. He went in right there. You saw Sylvester crossing over to Arsenal. He was instead an all-ball material for Arsenal. So those are some of the things in there. But for those side, we couldn't talk much. But talking about Jack Grealish himself, he's one player. He is yet to acclimatize to the environment of Etihad, and that's one thing that has costed him. I felt maybe this time around Pep Guardiola would still rest him, but Pep Guardiola resting this, he left down the likes of Bernardo Silva, where of course Raheem instead favored the man Sterling to play where Bernardo Silva could play, and something which of course was not very okay with Sterling. Now look at Nuno Espirito Santo yesterday for Tottenham Hotspur. He knew he needed to go with the defensive mind, but this time around he's not bringing the Wolverhampton style of the back.
He went with the 4-2-3-1.
He went with the 4-2-3-1, knowing Skip is a defensive-minded player,
and then
of course you saw how he brought in Dyer from a midfield role to the defense. So it shows you that he knew this is a tough game. You always leave Man City to go with their forwards; they will kill you, and he only had to plant it Dele Alli. Very, very thought that it was going to be pulled off, but he was still there. Dele Alli, Lucas Moura, Stephen Badji, 3 names. They get the ball. Son Heung-min, very active in front. So you look at the Man City defense yesterday, very porous. You have Ruben Diaz, you have Benjamin Mendy somewhere, you having the man by the names of you did see the Kyle Walkers were down. The Zichenkos came in later on. So it was not flowing very well for the team. So that already showed that the defense was exposed. And Nuno Espirito Santo, knowing that some of these players may not feature, he even took his time to make substitutions.
Well, as we'll be winding up, I want to pose one last question. Do you think Harry Kane will be staying at Tottenham Hotspur? Manchester City wants him, and of course the transfer deadline day is fast approaching. Do you think he's going to stay at Tottenham Hotspur?
The way I looked at Danny Levy yesterday, I think Harry Kane is still going to remain at Tottenham Hotspur confidently. And Danny Levy is one man who is no nonsense. He does not give a damn whether he's losing you for free, but when you've done for him his job that he needs, he wants a trophy or he wants a top for finish. Champions League.
Well, thank you so much. This has been this edition of The Whistle Time, and get to know that you can advertise with us. Numbers running at the bottom of your screen, and you can as well come personally at Weatherhead Park Lane. We are lighting up the region.